Welcome to Cypher's Lab. This is the Unstable 112 modpack. This is episode 4. So, let's start here. It's been running. I have left it running for many real-life hours. It's 21 blocks. So, the way this thing works is it starts at the center and then does a spiral, and it just slowly grows outwards. So it is now 21 blocks away. And here's what it's mined. 1 bucket of lava, 2 buckets of destabilized redstone, and 1 bucket of water. So, I don't know what's going on. It's not mining the lava that's down there. The only reason I noticed it was mining this is that I happened to check this and saw it in there, so I threw it down an extra bucket. Shortly after I stopped recording, I disabled this trash can just so I could see what it was actually mining, if anything. And, it's not really mining anything at all. Even the water in the lake outside here is still there, and it should have cleared that out as well. And it didn't. So, it doesn't work. Whether it's a bug, or I'm not doing something right, or what's going on, I don't know. But I need to fix that. So we're going to make a different pump today. We are going to be doing the RF Tools pump. Actually, it's called a builder with a pump card. So we need some clay, so we need some bricks. I probably do not have clay. I do not have a shovel with me, so let's just... Hopefully there's some clay up on the surface that I can quickly grab. That would be too easy, right? I just need a little bit of clay here. We got company. Clay? I see clay. Actually, I see a lot of clay out here. Good. I know I should be using a shovel for this, but like I said, I've got one, so at least this allows me to pick it up in block form. I could probably use the hammer with the fortune on it to get a couple extra pieces of it, but that would actually be quite a bit slower. So, I've been mining with this hammer, and I did find out something cool. I get XP for mining everything, including just regular stone. So it's really good if you want to gain some extra levels. Back into the house. Whew. Okay, so let's throw the canola into that press. We'll throw the seeds into here. So, like I said, I have done a little bit of mining. Also did a little bit of exploring. Found a village that way, I think it is. There. I'm not sure which way it is, actually. But, whatever. It's found a village. I guess I could just open the map. Or not, because we're underground, right? Okay. So, what do we need? We need, uses... We needed bricks, didn't we? That makes that. So, let's just do one of these. It's 4... So it doesn't. Fortune don't work with this one. Oh well. That's okay. It still gives us enough. Throw this in there, I guess. And throw the excess in here. Alright. Oh, another thing I want to do quickly. I keep forgetting to do this. Every time I come back, it's like, I keep forgetting. There we go. Interesting. There we go. We don't need to sleep through the night. Pretty safe down here. Alright, so what else do we need? We need the pump. We're gonna need the ender pearl. I've got 2. So we're gonna borrow one of those. We need nether brick. We need brick. We need redstone, lapis, iron, and gold. Okay, so let's go gold, iron, lapis, redstone. What else? Bricks are still cooking. That should be it. So that's going to take a little bit. So while we're waiting for that, let's get the card part. So there's 2 cards. There's one that will actually fill in any water that's dug out, which I think will actually be the one I'm going to go for. And then there's one that will just clear it out. I think I'll go for this one just so that I don't wind up with a whole bunch of water running. So I need 4 buckets, some paper. Let's just grab some of this, some paper. I need some bricks, iron, and redstone. Oh, I ran out of gold. More. I guess I'll just use this. It's not as efficient, but I don't care. Alright, what else do we need? Buckets. We're gonna need. What, 4 of them? Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 1 for lava, 1 for water. Really want to take the water out of that bucket, because that's what's sorting it out right now. I don't have a filter hooked up to it. So we'll take water from here. And jump down the mine shaft. So, once I get this pump done, there is another thing that I want to work on, and that would be the Psi mod. We did take a very brief look at it in one of the previous mod packs. I would like to do a little bit more with it this time. Most of it is completing, I don't want to call them missions, but like lessons, I guess. Tutorials, there we go, that's the word I'll use. Tutorials. I'll probably do most of that off camera, because it's just me slapping down a couple icons and clicking and then rinse and repeat. So I'll probably do most of that off camera. I'll probably do 1 or 2 just to, show how it works. But most of it I'll do off camera, because it's pretty boring. But that'll allow us to make some fun items that'll help us with mining and building in general. I do want to get into that. It's one of those mods that it's really, really great early game, but once you start getting into like Draconic Evolution and stuff like that, it's not quite as good. I mean, it's still a good mod, it's just Draconic Evolution is, overpowered like crazy, so let's figure that out. Sweet. Alright, pump card. One of those. One of those. Oh, cool. I didn't use buckets. We need some more redstone. And now we can make the builder. Or I can try to spell it correctly, that would help too. There we go. And one builder. So, this takes quite a bit of power to run. I'm a little bit concerned about that. Okay, so for this thing to work, we shift right click on the builder block, and then we've got to specify what area we want it to mine out in. Right, so I want it to mine down here. Because I don't want it to destroy the surface water, because, you know, I want things to look pretty still. Granted, in this case, it would just turn everything to dirt, and then, well, yeah, then I would just have to let it grow grass, but... Okay, so I've now set it. All I'd have to do is stick this in the machine, and it would start pumping. But, as soon as I can get up the ladder... You may have noticed that the area that I selected is a little bit small, and there's no actual lava or water in that area. Right, so if we go in here, we can actually set it to show a preview of where it's going to dig, and you can just barely see the blue blocks down there, and oops, apparently I can't do anything to zoom. So we're going to need to change that. So what we can do is you can either shift right click on stuff, like I was just doing, or you can just right click on an air block and you can set it by hand. So this is the height, that's going to stay the same. I think the maximum width and depth is 256. I could be wrong. You know, it does happen, but I'm pretty sure it's 256. So let's slap that in there. And of course, now we're not going to get to see where it's... It should be more or less centered on this machine, though. Yeah, you can see the coal generator is just going absolutely crazy trying to fill this thing. And we haven't even turned it on yet. Alright, let's grab a lever. So yeah, storage is definitely going to become a concern pretty quickly. To that end, I did take a look. We do have applied energistics, which is okay, but the channel system it has actually annoys me. I really don't like it. But we have refined storage, which is pretty much the same as the applied energistics. Not as many features, but doesn't have to. I don't have to deal with channels. So, win. No. Let's put this thing underneath. So I could put it directly on the block builder, except it would disable this transfer node. So I need to put it somewhere else. Alright. So I think it's running now. Pump mode. It might be a case of it doesn't have enough power yet. So we're definitely going to have to get a better power source going here soon. However, I'm just going to let that do its thing for now. What I'll do is swap out coal, some coal blocks, because they'll last longer before they burn out. There we go. Alright, so we'll just let that run. I'll keep an eye on it. And if everything is going the way it should be going, I should start getting some lava. I can also infuse this to lower the cost. The RF... Is it RF now? Yeah, okay, so tooltip says KRF, so I can infuse it to lower the RF per tick cost, but we're a little ways away from that yet. We'd have to do some dimension building and mining of the dimensional shards. Yeah, we're a little ways away from that. So let's start with some psi. I'm looking forward to this. So to get started, we need a CAD assembler. So iron. Iron, some wood, some redstone, and some cobble. Good, right? So let's make a piston. And the assembler. Where do I want to shoot this? I'll put it over here for now. So now we need to make a one of these casting assist devices, or CADs. So to do that, we need parts. So we need some iron for the iron one. So there's multiple tiers, and as you do the tutorial missions, you'll be able to unlock stronger equipment. But as for the moment, we don't have access to stuff like the psi dust or psi metal ingots or the crystal psi gems. So we get to deal with just the basics, which I think is pretty much this. And yay! Okay, so we've now got psi dust, so now we can make another gun. And you can see it says it's leveled up, press C. So unequip your psi and press. Oh boy. Keyboard conflicts! Hooray! Show conflicts. Tools. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And I don't know about any of the other stuff, so good enough. So now, if I hit C, we get a little tutorial thing here, and there's 24 different tutorials to do. We'll probably do the first couple of them here, and then, like I said, the rest I'll just do off camera, because it's very, very repetitive. So, let's quickly make up another psi gun. And basic battery, we need some decent gold. Manage that. Alright, so all of these parts have different uses, right? So the core here increases complexity and projection. I should warn people right now, I'm not 100% sure what all of the different stats actually are for, but here you go. So, the bigger the spell gets, and we'll get to that in just a sec, the stronger your gun needs to be. Basically how I always view it. Do the spells, we need the spell programmer. So should have everything we need for that. Throw that over here. And we're going to need a bullet. There we are, spell bullet. Shoot. I forgot which one's which now. Okay, so that's the one that I can just throw out. Completely useless now. Which is kind of a shame. I mean, it makes you waste so many resources. So, I don't know how to use that, so we need to activate the first tutorial. A little check mark there. And now I can use this. So, the first tutorial requires us to use the debug tool and the caster. Alright, so if we go in here, we can right-click, caster, and then right-click debug. And then what you do is go target. Ta-da! And you can just take your spell bullet here and right-click on it, and you'll see that the texture for the spell bullet has changed. So come over here, we throw it into our assembler with our casting device here. Pull it out. And if you right-click, it'll do the spell. So if you have your CAD in your hand and you hit C, you hold down C, it'll bring up a little menu that'll show you all the different spells you can select. So in the future, we will have, a gun with like 5 or 6 different spells that we'll be able to use. So we can put that back in there. We can take out the spell now. So we've completed that one. So on to number 2. Number 2 is numbers and connectors. Which one did it want us to use? So the red underneath it marks which one you have to use to complete the tutorial. Okay. So in this case, all we need to do is add a number. So we're going to go type in 1. Click that. And then we're going to say number. And we can just, again, right-click on the spell programmer with our spell bullet. Throw it into our CAD with our gun. Pull it out. Make sure we got debug selected. And cast. Done. And we put it back in there. We take out our spell bullet. And we open up the tutorial. The tutorial now is to use add motion. Alright, so now we're starting to get into the fun ones here. So we got caster here. So let's change this one to add motion. And we want a target, which will be that. Actually, no, we'll leave that there, actually. Because we need a speed, so we'll give it 1. Okay. But now we need a direction, right? So the easiest way to get a direction is by the entity look, right? And the entity look would need a target, which, if we get a connector here, this one. Like that. Okay. So entity look requires a target. Target is our caster. So it's whatever direction we are looking in is the direction we want to add motion. So if we do that, so there we go. Our completed spell. Throw that into our CAD. Grab our caster. So you can just barely see it, but I kind of scoot forward a little bit. And of course, you know, down the road we'll have more psi to work with. You see the little bar on the right hand side here. And of course you can change this, so you can make it like 3 if you wanted. But the higher this is, the higher the potency cost is going to be. Right? So if we change this back down to 1, right, you got a potency cost of that. So if we grab our gun here, right, so our potency for our gun is 100. So if we change this, we can go to, let's say, 5. So now we're at 87. Complexity is how big of an area it takes up. So our largest span is 3 blocks. So our complexity is 3. The psi cost for casting is 25. See, this part doesn't really make sense to me. It's 2500. We have 3571. But according to this psi meter here, we have 800. The only thing I can think is it's because of the battery that I put into the gun as well. However, the width, again, the largest area, it's similar to complexity. Unless I'm missing something and maybe I'm wrong about complexity altogether. Meh. I'm not sure. So let's put this one in here. So this one has a... So you can also see it on the screen here. So we've got a 5 in there now instead of a 1. So let's try that. Oop! Oh no, I died. Yeah. So that can happen too, so be careful when you're using this. Okay, never mind, I found it. Interesting. So yeah, the psi stuff can kill you if you use a spell that's beyond you. Yeah, a little bit of caution there. Okay, so one more explode trick. Okay, so instead of adding motion, let's add an explosion. And just because I don't really want to blow anything up here, although since I've claimed this area, explosions are kind of disabled in here. And then position. So this gives a direction, but it doesn't give us a position. So we need a position now. So let's get entity position. So if we do, if we do this, right, and we link it to that, this is going to give us the position of the caster, and it's going to create an explosion with power of 0.1, which won't really do much. It'll damage us, but that's about it. Right, so let's do that. Boom. Yeah. Makes some noise, doesn't even hurt us. But yeah, this is psi. It can get very useful. Later down the line here, we'll be able to create light. We'll be able to create lightning, all kinds of weird or wonderful things. So let's set that aside for now. Let's create a chest. Chest? Let's see. No, let's create a storage. Let's create a storage crate. Okay, I guess we'll have to create some chests anyways. And it still needs some more planks. Storage crate. Can I upgrade it? Void crystal blocks. I have one block. Okay. So no, we can't. We could, but I'm not. That should be big enough. I just want some place to dump all of the size stuff for now. Because down the road, there's going to be multiple guns. There's also a set of armor that you can get. Alright, so you can make an armor set or tool sets. I'm probably not going to bother with tools here. Mostly because, I mean, the sword's not really that good. And we're going to have Tinkerer tools, which will be better anyways. But the armor set, I'll probably wind up making. The armor set can be linked with events. So the helmet, for example, can have a light sensor in it, which would mean that if it's too dark, cast a spell. So we can actually have it create light sources while I'm mining, which will be awesome. Water sensor, so if it detects water, heat, stress. The chest plate here has the event of on damage. So the helmet doesn't have any event, that's what these upgrades are for. The chest is whenever you take damage, it'll cast a spell. So if you put a low level regeneration in there as a spell, you can actually heal yourself while taking damage, which will be nice. Every tick. This one is a little tricky because if your TPS happens to fluctuate, your spell's going to fluctuate. On top of that, because it's running every tick, it's going to use a lot of psi. So make sure to put a very weak spell into those if you're going to use a tick. And jump. This one is really good. You can put a booster on it so that when you jump, you just go flying in the air. But fair warning, they don't protect you from fall damage. So you may wish to have something to slow you down. Let's put this iron away. The wood. And the cobblestone will go over here. So, oops. Oh, go over there. You go in here. I'm wondering if we shouldn't just start working on the refined storage. And then I look over at the time and I think, well, maybe we'll leave that for the next episode. We are getting, hitting the 30 mark here. Let's check on this thing. How are we doing here? Slowly filling up. So it's going to take 300 RF per tick, or per tick per block. Wouldn't per tick be a measure, and then per block be a measure? I am somewhat confused. So does it take more than a tick to mine a block? Okay, so it actually says right here. So the maximum area for the width and depth is 512, and the maximum height is 256. So I don't want the maximum height to be 256, but I could adjust it to be 512. So I'm actually going to grab that out. So it's just 512. This isn't really important. I mean, I could just leave it. If I flip that, so it says it's running. I hate to say all evidence to the contrary, but all evidence to the contrary. Let's take a quick look here. Generator. Do we have another generator that we could put in here to make a lot more power? Not really, no. I mean, we do have this, and I could make that. Oh no, never mind. I need another rack, so we'll need another portal. Actually, let's just set up another portal. I should have obsidian in here somewhere. Obsidian. And I need flint and steel. I don't have one, so let's make one. Quick, like a little bunny. Flint, steel, done. Probably not going to be using the appetite right away, but to get out of these. Oops. Actually. Did I do that right? It has been so long since I've had to make a vanilla portal. Is it? Like that? Yep, okay. So let's, before I go jumping through that portal, let's quickly make up a couple gates here. I just don't want any unfriendly visitors, shall we say. There we go. So let's go see what we're gonna get. Whoosh! Off to the nether. Okay, what do we get? We get Ardite right here. But I don't have a pick to mine that. So cobalt up there. If I'm not mistaken, that is cinnabar. Okay, so it's not part of the nether ores mod, which is good, because mining nether ores is painful. They tend to explode and stuff. My favorite, nature creepers. Slime Island. Looks like we got a pretty decent nether. I mean, we're relatively safe here, it looks like, too. I might actually try to bring a pump in here and set it up. Just because there's more lava here than there is in the overworld. But I won't be doing that right away, because then I'd have to go back and forth to collect lava. Well, I guess if I put it into a large drum, diamond drum or something, that wouldn't be too bad. So definitely got to figure out a way to generate more power, because this thing is not running very quickly right now. Honestly, I'm not convinced that it's running at all. I'm wondering if it's because it's chunk loaded. Just clear that out. I don't know. Anyway, off camera I'll keep an eye on this thing and see if it's actually doing anything. I might actually make another generator and slap it down on the other side here to try to boost the power. And I'll do the tutorials for the, what do we got left? 15 or so? And closer to 20 tutorials. And maybe next episode we'll make up a couple spells to use. So, as always, I thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.